station. Heed the call, the escalation. This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
Hey, good morning and happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us this morning. I am Aaron Phillips, the voice here in Las Vegas, and welcome to a new show. If you check your watch right now, Time to Vegas, baby. And sitting with me here at the Go Live Vegas dais is my partner for the show and really the spearhead behind Time to Vegas, Miss Gypsy Gottlieb. How are you?
I am great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Time to Vegas. Remember that. Say it because it is. It is Time to Vegas.
It is Time to Vegas. It's always Time to Vegas, right?
Always Time to Vegas.
No matter what. We're here in Vegas. We still here. We exist. We still do stuff. This is a brand new show that we're doing in conjunction with Time to Vegas. And this show is going to be all about Vegas in a very different, unique style of the fact that, you know what? We know there's stuff going on in the world. And I don't even want to mention that C word because it's all over the news.
Right.
I don't want to mention that. But we know there's stuff going on. And so this show is really designed to be somewhat entertaining and knowledgeable and news and goofy and silly. And you're going to see posts from Gypsy and myself to either separately or together. And who knows? We even may get Aaron from the studio here inside one of the videos as well. And we're just going to share stuff that's still going on here in Vegas so that, you know what? When you look at your watch, you're going to say to yourself, honey, time to Vegas.
Yes.
And we're still here doing stuff.
Yes.
So why don't you just spend a few minutes, let our audience know kind of what the concept and how you even came, how we've come to this point today with Time to Vegas. Just throw a couple of things out there as to how this all has come to fruition for today.
Absolutely. And it's really cool that it is today because this is about a 10-year plan coming to fruition. We were really getting set to open in June or July for the launch of Time to Vegas. But now with all eyes on Vegas, because everybody loves Vegas and they want to come to Vegas and they don't know when they're going to come to Vegas.
Yeah, baby.
There's information that everybody needs, and everyone really needs to know that it is Time to Vegas and what can they do when they come here. So from the 10 years of building up to this, it's really exciting that it's now. We're going to take you out into the streets. Once a week, we will be live here in the studio taking phone calls. If you have questions about Vegas and things you want to see and things you want to know, give us a call. If we don't have the answer right now, we will have it by the following week video. But we're going to take you out into the streets. We're going to show you the casinos opening up. We're going to talk about which ones open up. We're going to talk about the protocols. There's a lot of new protocols in place.
Protocols.
And, if we just run with them for a little while, we can get back to the old normal, right?
Correct.
We can get back to our way in life. We just have to get there safely, not just for the Las Vegas residents, but for all you thousands and millions of tourists, because as long as we keep you safe, we get to visit and then revisit with you because we want to see you over and over again.
Absolutely. Now you'll notice as you're watching on the screen, right below our faces is a black little bar there with a couple of telephone numbers. If you're outside the U.S., like in Canada or Europe or Germany, we had somebody from Germany in one of my shows yesterday was actually watching. Toll-free number for you, 855-502-4321, like a countdown. 855-502-4321. If you're local in the United States, 702-329-6947 is the number. The phone lines are open. Give us a call on your thoughts about Vegas, why you love being here, et cetera, et cetera. We'd love to put you on the air. We're also live right now on the Go Live Vegas app. So if you have your phone and you're moving around your house, because we know you're not going shopping or anything, not going out to a casino just yet, take us on the go with you. Simply go to your store, iPhone or Google, download 3 words, Go Live Vegas. Audio will be available for you, as well as we're also, I believe, on, where are we also? We're on YouTube? Where are we at? Just those 2 apps right now? Man, that's okay. We're handling 2 platforms right now. That's all we can handle. So you've got us, and of course, once the show is over, you are currently watching it on my public figure page, Aaron Phillips, the voice. This show will eventually be moved over to the soon-to-be-coming Facebook page, right? That's going to be coming soon.
As well as Time to Vegas
Yes.
YouTube on our YouTube
You're
page.
going to, yes, YouTube. Actually, the YouTube channel is live right now, correct? We have it
perfect.
running. It's up.
Perfect.
So we'll be
Yes,
able
it's
to
up.
load these onto the YouTube channel, but our website will be coming soon. Why don't you share that?
Absolutely. As you see it, Time2Vegas, number 2, right? Time2Vegas.com. That will be up probably within 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll be able to keep you updated in between all the videos through the website. We're going to have a lot of fun and educational and crazy stuff on Time to Vegas. This is fun, you guys. It's Vegas. We don't have to tell you that. Everything
That's
we're
right.
going to do, there's going to be some real meat and information and guidelines that we have to share with you to keep you safe. But really, this is all about fun and staying updated on Vegas, your favorite place.
Absolutely. I want to give a couple of quick shout outs there that are in my watch party right now. Salome is watching. Carol, thank you. Krista Elikis, thank you, Krista, for watching, sending me a wave. We appreciate it. Mama Elikis is in the house. That's always a good thing. Mary Gallego's in the house. Thank you so much. Please reshare this feed back to your wall so all your friends and family can watch us and stay in tune to what's going on here in the Las Vegas area, and we greatly appreciate that. What you need to do is make sure, for nothing else right now, you follow the YouTube channel because, as Gypsy said, a lot of content. We're going to be out and about. We're going to be talking. Hopefully we can run into a few people to talk to as well, just to kind of get the pulse of the city so that you guys watching out there know, yes, things are under new normal, as Gypsy said before, but you know what? We are still here. Parks are open. You can go hiking in Mount Charleston. There's a lot of great things you can still do, right, Gypsy?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to share with you one of the coolest things that I see going on, and I can't wait till this weekend because I'm going to be doing it. I drive down the Strip almost every single day because I'm just in love with the Strip. And in one of the videos, I even talk about it, even though the Strip is closed, it's got a life of its own. It's not closed. There is so much happening, so you can't go into a casino right now and either win some money or lose some money. But you can go down the Strip and see life and experience life, and that's what we need right now. We need to remember that life is going on. Get away from that freaking TV because you'll be in shock if you've been watching TV this whole month and then you go outside and you see that there's still rush hour traffic and you're like,
Yes.
what?
I haven't walked so much in my life as I have in the last 6 weeks, just moving and exercising and hiking. And now, I mean, I do CrossFit, obviously, but now that the box is closed, I have to figure out other ways to get my action in.
Yes.
And we're walking miles and miles at a clip now, and I love to walk. But these are new things people are trying to figure out what to do, absolutely. But the parks are open. You can still go hiking if you want to in a trail, keeping 6 feet distance from the person behind. As a matter of fact, you notice here on our dais, Gypsy and I, minimum 6 feet apart, and she even has her mask in case her allergies kick in. So we're good to go. Again, thank you, everybody, for watching us in the chat room. We greatly appreciate it. And as always, please reshare. On the screen, you see our phone numbers. Phone lines are open. We'd love to hear from you and your thoughts about Vegas and what you look for. Let me pose a question to everybody to see if we can get some interaction, not only in the chat room, but on the phone lines. And it's something that's asked all over social media. When things get back to a normal, where's the first place you're going to go to? Gypsy, where's the first place you're going to go to when things are normal?
Okay, that's a great question. I'm going to answer it in 1 second. I didn't finish saying.
I'm sorry.
Nope, that's okay, because I'm glad to hear that you are out walking, because I know how important working out is to you. The coolest thing I see happening on the Strip right now, you guys, are the bicyclists. Every day
Please be
there's
careful.
hundreds and hundreds of bicyclists out there. Today on my way to the studio at every red light, I'm like, hey, where are you guys parking so you can get your bike out here because the parking lots are closed? These guys are parking at Town Square, and they're biking from Town Square up and down
Really?
the Strip because there's not a lot of traffic. So if you have a bike, do it and be careful.
If you ever want to get to the Las Vegas sign and take a picture, it's probably now a good time to do it too.
Now's a great time, real early in the morning. Some people are parking there and going out on their bikes, so they're hoarding the spots. But if you get there early, it's an amazing experience. That's in one of the videos on YouTube. So going back to your question, the first place I'm going to go is the first place that's going to open. So I'm
Like a movie premiere.
No, I meant to casino.
No, but I'm saying like the way you would line up for the first.
Correct, the casino premiere, because there's so many protocols they're putting in place, which is awesome, because if they weren't going to do it, we'd just have to wait for full release. And that's just not our style, sitting around and waiting, right? We are a town of action and a town of life. So I want to see what's going on. They're going to have, some of the casinos are going to have those big thermal machines when you
Right.
walk in. They're going to take your temperature. They're going to have doctors if your temperature's over 100.4, not 104, but 100.4.
104, you got a whole nother problem.
Yeah, you got a whole other problem. You probably shouldn't have drove there. But they're going to also put up this, I call them sneeze guards, like what you used to see at the buffets, the bar
Right.
buffets. We're not going to see buffets
For a while.
if ever, but definitely not for a long, long, long time.
Right.
So we have to really give a moment of silence for the buffets because we all love the Vegas buffets. So they're going to take those, I call them sneeze guards, they're calling them protection guards or something, between the seats at the slot machines, between the seats at the blackjack tables. I don't know how they're going to hook them to the craps tables, but they're right now currently, while they're closed, putting all this in play. So whichever casino opens first, that was a long answer to your short question. I'm going to go on that one first because I want to see what's going on. Might have to wait in line, so it might be the second day because they're going to open up
Sure.
at half capacity.
Yeah, absolutely.
For
70
safety.
I'm sorry, 702-329-6947. I posted the question again. Hi, Kathy Phillips. I posted the question in my watch party. So again, 702-329-6947. If you're out of country, out of the United States, 855-502-4321. We appreciate Kathy Phillips is watching. Colin is watching. Margot is watching. Vinny is watching. So we got a whole bunch of people in the chat room. We appreciate it. Please call us and give us your thoughts. My first place, okay? A lot of people, like you're talking casinos, a lot of people, when I see this question out on social media, they're talking about their favorite restaurant or their bars and
Yes.
things like that. First place I want to be happily to walk back into is my CrossFit box, my
Nice.
CrossFit gym. Because although, thank goodness, CrossFit Modulus, and yes, it's a pop for my favorite place, my home away from home, it's trying to stay in shape. They have everything online now. So you can do,
Oh, nice.
workouts at home. And admittedly, it's not the same as doing it in the box with everybody else there. But they still make it available. But I want to walk right back into that box, get to the metal and the equipment and see people. That's, I think, the one thing that I know I'm missing with what we do, what we all do in life. That interaction with people on a somewhat of a regular basis is very hard to accept right now.
Yes.
And that's what I think one reason I think a lot of people are going stir crazy at home, because you're only seeing the people in that house primarily. You need different faces every once in a while. And I think that's why people are getting out more, walking and trying to do stuff. I've seen more people walk in my townhouse community than I ever have in the past. Just people getting out. And I think in a way that's going to kind of tighten our community in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, like after 9/11, after 1 October, all these different normals were set. And like you said before, whatever the new normal is going to be, it would be nice if we have the opportunity to go back to the old normal.
Correct.
What would we need to
So-
do, you think, to do that?
So stay committed to it, you guys. Don't get sucked into the whole, this is our new normal, it's the rest of our life. The saying's been put out there, don't adapt to it. Look at it like that. This is just an experience. If we want to call it our new normal, it's something we're experiencing for a minute, right? And it's like, what did I say it was like earlier? It's like an experience, a bad experience,
Right.
like a nightmare.
Like a
It's like
nightmare.
a nightmare, right? Our
Right.
nightmares don't last forever. It's like a bad breakup, right? You all know that one, but we survived, and then we got back to life as we know it. So as long as we stay strong and keep moving forward safely and together, safely is an important word there, we can put what they call the new normal to rest and get back to the old normal, which you can still up your game. I think that there's one thing that has really been learned during these times. All these people sitting home going, oh my God, I should have. That's right. When we get the game back to where we were, you got those lists of I should have. You need to get out and do them no matter what they are. It's time to have more fun in life.
Absolutely. Fun is something that we still need to do and do for ourselves as well as other people. I want to clarify something, though, for our viewers right now. And Gypsy, I know you'll support this. This is a show that's not designed to talk about politics or religion. We don't want to get into the politics of the guidelines that have been established, good, bad, or indifferent, who should open, we're not debating any of that. That's not what this show is about. The show, Time to Vegas, is about bringing the fact that Vegas is still alive. It's a different life right now, but we're not accepting that. Like Gypsy said, we know life will get back to normal, redefined or whatever. We're going to still at some point be able to go out, live our lives like we were, with maybe some conditions a little differently, but we're not here to debate guidelines. We're not here to debate whether phase 1, 2, 7, 12, we're not here to do that. We're here to discuss about the good things that are still happening in Vegas so that we all know time to Vegas could be any time when you look at your watch.
Yeah, correct. And it's interesting. Today I went online before I came here talking about some of the guidelines to look at. What are the casinos doing? The Nevada Gaming Board, they're in charge of everything, right? Everything has to pass through them, not the governor, not the mayor, but it has to go through the Nevada Gaming Board.
Correct.
For a casino to open, and it has to be approved at least a week before they open. So some of the things I want to mention to you guys who love to gamble, yeah, they're going to be at half capacity because of they're going to apply the 6-foot rule. But as an ex-dealer, for a couple of years, I was a craps dealer. I started out as a blackjack dealer. It was an amazing, fun experience in my life. I was a craps dealer at the Hard Rock, so that speaks for itself in volume. You can only imagine how much fun that was.
Plus, you get to see probably a lot of the musicians and stars that would always perform
musicians, stars. There was a topless club across the street, so at the end of the night, they were there with the guys following them, and that's how we made all our money.
Right.
Because they were tipping us the other person's money.
Sure.
It was a blast. But so when they open the table games, what's going to be interesting is the blackjack tables. I believe it said they're going to have like 3 people.
Right.
So
and they're
not
taking the chairs out from in between, right?
from in between,
Right.
but the more important is they can't really sit there all night long with $5 players. Because I can tell you, I love blackjack. One of the things I love about blackjack is the money can go back and forth. If you're on a decent table where, yeah, the dealer's busting, yeah, the dealer's winning some, but the dealer's losing some, and you're pushing some, $100 can go back and forth all night long, but a casino can't profit off that and stay open and pay their employees. So they're probably going to up the limits. I'm not sure what's going to happen as far as the limits on slot machines, because whether you're on a nickel machine or a penny machine, you're usually playing $1 or $2 anyway. No one's really playing a penny.
Right.
The money's still going in more than coming out.
The city was not built on winners, as we used to say. Still say it.
The one that's going to fascinate me the most is to see how they do the craps table, because on the craps table, I think they said it's going to be 6 people, so everyone's separate, and they're going to have, the cleaning. Everything has to be cleaned at all times. But that's going to be interesting with the dice, because this stuff here, whatever it's called, the
hand sanitizer.
Thank you, hand sanitizer.
Might as well be gold. You can't find it much anymore.
Yeah, the liquid gold.
That's right.
If it sticks to the dice, and it makes it tilt and heavy, so it's going to be real interesting to see how they do the dice, because you can't have it leaning towards I win all the time, right?
Now, since you were a blackjack dealer, I had read, weeks ago, and you may have heard this, they're talking about the card decks themselves, that they may be replacing them after every hand, or much more regularly than they normally do. Obviously, at the end of the deck, they usually rotate them out or whatever. But I heard something that maybe cards are going to be rotated out a little more often because of the touching.
Well, if they do have handheld card deck, they would have to. But that one actually is the simplest solution of all. Doesn't mean they're going with it, but maybe they will after they listen to Time to Vegas. Hello, big casinos. That one is super simple. Just deal out of a shoe. The only one touching the cards is the dealer. And then at every hour break, maybe the tap-out dealer comes in with their own their own deck. They still have to put the cards out and shuffle them, so we see that they're new, fresh cards, and that they're 6 decks. But that would be the easiest, and that would also be a bummer. But again, this is not forever, because I like to hold the cards.
People
right?
like to touch them, flip.
Yeah, you're in it. But that's a simple solution.
How about poker tables? You're going to be facing a little different situation there, because people have to flip up their cards to see what they have, right?
Poker tables are going to be really interesting, because they have to keep this. I'm not sure how they're going to do this. Not only do they have to keep the tables a certain distance apart, the big 6 foot, but there's only going to be 4 people on the table. So you want to talk about a real intense poker game. You are only playing against 3 other people, and don't forget there's the house rake going in on every hand. So that's really going to be interesting to see how that rolls out, and as well as the poker tournaments, you guys.
Right.
How are we going to do the poker tournaments? Because not only are they a blast, I mean, look, we even watch them on TV, but that's some serious money for the casinos. The casinos have to profit. We have to get them back to profit because they employ thousands of us, right?
Absolutely.
And so the money has to circulate. Gaming's going to be interesting. And again, this is not the new norm. It's the norm for a minute. If we can just change
That's
it,
right.
everyone says the norm for a minute, maybe that could be part of our mantra. Vegas people, everyone visiting, we'll get there. We'll get back to the old norm, our normal way of life.
Phone number, if you're outside the United States, 855-502-4321. If you are in the United States, 702-329-6947. I want to just share a couple of comments that have come in the chat room.
Oh, awesome.
Kathy Phillips says, I cannot wait for my Pilates studio to open. It's the first place that she will go, as well as bingo at the station casinos.
Bingo.
Margot Beverly just simply puts in there, thank you for starting the conversation. Margot, thank you very much. We appreciate your following. Please reshare our feed on your Facebook wall and letting folks know that we're just here having a conversation. That's all it is. We're just talking about it. It is still, always and will be, time to Vegas no matter what. And I think something that doesn't seem to get mentioned a whole lot, you just kind of touched on it, the economy and the money being spent in the casinos. You know, right now, obviously, there's people have concerns about flying. You know, obviously, McCarran has been reduced in terms of its traffic, and we're not seeing 4 million people a month now.
Right.
But one thing that I believe that, of course, will help jumpstart our economy, people, when allowed to, will jump in their car from California, Arizona, wherever that's reasonable, and drive to Vegas for a 3 or 4 day weekend. If they can't take a week off, that will definitely help our casino economy, and those casinos hopefully get moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We expect to see Californians first. I actually have some friends who are you guys better show up and you better be watching this. They want to come up this weekend, and they're going to bring a bicycle. So, well, they're going to bring a bike for me because I can't find one, and bikes for them. And we're going to bike the strip. So maybe we'll do a live broadcast from Go Live.
There you go.
Right, out Vegas.
Sure.
And take you guys for a bike ride on the strip. And then right now, in front of all of you, I'm going to throw it at Aaron and see if he's down for the bike ride if we get an extra bike.
Well, I have to put air in the tires I have, but in order for Go Live Vegas to carry that, that means Aaron Ellicus here has to ride a bike too. Can you ride a bike and film at the same time?
Boom.
No, you can't.
Oh.
So maybe we'll get a tandem bike. You'll film on the back, and your wife will pedal in the front to double. Anyway, by the way, I do want to say Go Live Vegas is our home here for the show. And if you have any type of videoing, you want to host your own podcast, if you'd like to get on board and become an advertiser and sponsor of this show, as well as the radio station here and all that good stuff, there's so many opportunities for you business people out there. If you're still open and supporting your community with either pickup or delivery or whatever it is, or you have an online business that's still doing its thing, why not let the world know that you are still open for business and helping your community as a small business to stay open and allow your small community. So in order to do that, Gypsy, what email shall we have people contact us at?
You can contact, you just threw.
I just heard you. So
Contact at TIME2VEGAS.com. Remember, it's time 2, the number 2, as you see on the screen right there. Contact at TIME2VEGAS.com. And remember that is also the big core of this. As we open up, nobody knows who's open because one of the first, and again, I'm not sure if we're in pre-phase or phase 1, by the way, the governor expressed himself the other day. So whatever this partial phase is called, we're opening up standalone businesses. Mm-hmm. Well, who
for
is
drive
that?
Up. Some of them for drive
for
up.
curbside,
Right.
correct. Like I went out in front of the cannabis shop see people getting curbside cannabis, and we know we can play pickleball, and that still cracks me up, right? Not curbside.
No, I need a definition of pickleball. I got an idea. It's a combination of tennis and paddleball. But honest to God, for a guy who's followed sports for almost all of his 50 plus years being on this earth, I had never heard of the sport pickleball. And why is that important to open with tennis and golf? I just don't get it. Quick shout out to Johnny Bird, our stepbrother from another mother. He's in the chat room watching. We appreciate the follow. By the way, if you are interested in contacting Aaron here at the studio, Aaron E, as we love to call him, so we don't have confusion with Aaron Me, Go Live Vegas is at your disposal. They can do professional videos, commercials, recording, whatever you need, they can do it. All you simply do, you call them AA Ron for short. 702-344-6622. That's 702-344-6622 is the direct number. And Aaron Aaron will get back to you and chat with you about all of his services. And you too could be in a beautiful studio. You can maybe, if you like to do music and normally do a Facebook Live kind of thing, right? These people are out there doing that. Come in the studio, digital studio, multicast. If you do it right, we can multicast on, 5 or 6 different platforms at the same time. People can hear the message. So Go Live Vegas is the place to be. There's the website, by the way, on the screen right over my head is the website. Plus, he's got the app and music, anything he wants right here. Anyway, I had to do that since it's his studio, by the way.
There you go.
So I had to make sure we gave him a pop. And lovingly, we give him the pop because Aaron and Go Live Vegas, tremendous place here to do our stuff. So anyway, okay, curbside cannabis. Johnny Bird, our guy he put in the box, curbside cannabis, and he loves curbside cannabis, and he plays pickleball.
Wow. So he can tell us what pickleball is.
Well,
Awesome.
You know, he's from Minnesota. And they spend a lot of time in the snow. I don't know how much pickleball you can really get. Now, I know he gets pickled quite a lot.
Gotcha.
But I don't know about pickleball. Margot Beverly says, yes, lots of friends from North Dakota who love Vegas for shows, food, gaming. Our shopping style is off the charts. So, Margot, thank you for sharing that. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the comments. But you know what? Call us. We'd love to hear your voice. Numbers right there on the screen. It's great. Appreciate everybody in the chat room. Please reshare our feed so we can get Time for Vegas just running 24/7 off the charts.
Hey, let's talk about the logo. Let's share
logo.
the logo because they're probably wondering where's the rest of the sign.
Can you pop up the logo on the big screen there for us, if you don't mind? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up there, Aaron. It's okay. Ron. This way.
So this logo has also been in the works for many, many years. Mm-hmm. It's an awesome logo. This is obviously an unfinished logo. Hopefully that was obvious. The part you're seeing is unfinished. The logo itself is finished. We're going to open up the logo as we open up Vegas. Ta-da! Right? I mean, how cool is that?
So that too will be done in phases.
In phases, correct. And it's not gonna be because it already is. It's an amazing logo. It's gonna look fantastic on shirts. And the reason I want to mention that is I don't have any shirts right now to sell you. I want you to know we're going to be having contests and we're going to be giving away some shirts.
Oh, that's cool.
As we roll along.
We're on the streets?
As we're on the streets.
Can we get one of those guns that shoot the T-shirts out of those guns like you see in a game or something?
That shoots the shirt out?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool? If you have one of those and want to donate it to us.
We can shoot it out at the bicyclists. They're the ones going by.
Moving targets.
So we're going to have a contest that's going to start with where are we? We're going to take some pictures with different background out along the Strip. It might be downtown, so when we say the Strip, we're really talking about all of Vegas. It might even be the outskirts of Vegas. It won't be Red Rock with the mountains because you guys will know that in half a second. We might do some pictures and video out there, but it won't be part of the contest. And the shirts, which are going to start with the logo right there as it is, so you'll have either pre-phase or phase 1 logo on a t-shirt since we don't know what phase we're in, and then we'll move along with that because I still believe there's little sites around Vegas that even people who have lived here forever will be like, oh my God, where are they? I didn't know that, and I drive by it every day.
Right on.
So we're gonna bust that out.
That's cool. That's good. That's very good. And there's a lot that can happen, and I like the fact that when everybody says the Strip, everybody thinks of Sahara down to the Monte Carlo, down to Trop, and beyond that to I'm blanking right now, but everybody forgets about Fremont.
Yeah.
Fremont was the original Strip in this town.
I love downtown.
And there's so many quirky things down there. When you walk the mall under the canopy, you just never know who you're going to run into. Those characters are all dressed up.
Never know. SpongeBob. And you know what else right now?
I ran into Cupid. That was not a pleasant experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that Cupid on Facebook. It's not pleasant. Okay, so when we come back, Cupid, you're out until Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
But downtown, the Fremont Street is closed, but you can still drive around on the side streets.
Right.
And I actually did with Mama G. That's my mom. She goes by Mama G. The other day just to get out. It's an awesome way to get out of the house right now. Don't do what I did. Please remember, some of those streets are one-way streets.
Yes.
So we're going down 3rd Street, and I was in such awe of how empty it was, next to the hogs and heifers. Right, coming out to the Mob Museum. Usually it's wall-to-wall people, so you really have to pay attention. And actually, I didn't even think cars could go down there. And I come out, and I'm facing the Mob Museum, and I'm like, where's the light? How come there's no light? And there was a couple of people just laughing, and this one guy comes up to the window and he's like, "Girl, are you looking for the light? Because you're going the wrong way." He's like, "Just go." I'm like, "Thank you."
There you
Thank
go.
You.
There you go.
It was fun.
We got some comments
Yeah.
coming in that people would like to know a little bit more about some of the things that casinos are doing, the partitions and set. You talked about capacity kind of thing. Let's go back to that for a little bit. Let's give some folks some more information about that so they can prepare in advance of what to expect when they do come here, when the casinos do open, and what perhaps they may need to do to prepare. A lot of this is all talk. How it's going to show, the partitions and all that stuff will be interesting to see. But do you have any other items that we can go a little more deeper into on some of the things that are being done?
Yes, I think I do. So if I'm being redundant, tell
That's
me.
okay. No, go for it. Because we have people joining all the time. So.
Okay, awesome. They did talk about opening at half capacity because they have to get past the gaming board, right? And as that stated, there is no opening date yet set in stone for any casino. So a lot of them there's two who actually, I think it was Treasure Island maybe, and the Venetian originally wanted to open for the holiday weekend.
Right.
But I believe those already got bumped off. So there's no set in stone date when the casinos are opening. You can go online and make a reservation at some of them starting in June, but that doesn't really mean they're going to be open. Everything is changeable, right? Everything that gets stated, they have
Everything's
the right
written
to
in
change.
pencil.
Everything's written in pencil with a big fat eraser.
Exactly.
So they're talking about, they're going to open at half capacity. So one of the things they haven't shared is, well, if the hotels are full, does that cut down walker bees? Does that mean only like walk-ins? Yeah. We're making this up as we go along.
That's all right.
25% can come in from the outside because they obviously have to cater to who's inside.
Sure.
Another question, which the clarity has not been given, so this isn't going to really answer your clarity question, is are they going to try and open the hotels before they actually open up the casinos? If they do, as far as elevators, there's going to be 4 people per elevator. I'm not sure how they're going to monitor that, other than we already know everything's on camera anyway. Do not make me bail you out because you're the 5th person on an elevator, because not only would we show up at 3 in the morning to bail you out, we're going to interview you.
Exactly. First, we're going to interview behind bars before we pitch out.
I'm the first person.
Now, you want something to buy in for stock along that line? You know those little metal clickers that people used to use at events to click the number of people?
Yes.
Buy stock in that little thing, because those things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how are they going to track everybody on every floor? Think about it. Every floor, there has to be somebody stationed to make sure there's only 4 people in the elevator going up or down.
There has to be. And if they have the elevator guy, then there's only 3.
That's true. Well, do they still have elevators in any casinos where the operator's still inside?
No.
So
not in Vegas. Anyway.
Oh, okay. But other places.
No, correct. There are some casinos that still had that old style elevator you could experience. But the other thing, they're going to have you called it the
hand sanitizer.
The hand sanitizer. They're going to have hundreds of hand sanitizer stations around. It's funny, as I was reading the guidelines today, I was just picturing Eddie Murphy, the clapper when they needed to clean him.
Was that Coming to America?
Coming to America,
that was just
the
on
movie.
The other day. Yes.
I'm like, how are they going to do that with the hand sanitizers? Like, okay, I'm done with this machine. I'm moving on. And does someone come in and wipe it before someone can sit down? Do they spray the seats? These are the things they're still working out, but they are going to have hundreds of sanitizers around. They're even talking about, let me see where it was. They were also making mention about the swimming pools, right? It's going to be at half capacity as far as the seating. But once again, like my video I put up for us the other night, I'm like, hey, please call in, write in if you have the answer on this. Even across the country, I haven't got any information on the swimming pools. Like, we're in Vegas. We're about to hit 100 degrees weather. Plus, we've been waiting all winter to jump in the pool, right? Most of us are from somewhere else. I'm from Florida. I love, beach life. Can I say any more? There's been no statistics anywhere on, does the beast travel through water or can we jump in? Right?
Well, with the chemicals that are in the water, if you think logically, there should be some measure.
There you go.
Because I don't know, the old wives tale, if you had a little ache or pain, a little scrape on your elbow or arm growing up as a kid, mom and dad would always say, jump in the pool, the chlorine will clean it out for you. Same thing with the ocean. The salt water in the ocean would clean out that stuff. So pools, I think, like in my community, there's no chairs out. Usually by now the chairs are out. But
is it locked up though? Is
it's
it in
a key
a whole
fob.
area?
No,
Okay.
it's a key fob.
Okay.
And the top of the fence, it's not barbed wire, which is what I called it yesterday, but the top of the fence rails are bent out. So it's very difficult for somebody who does not have access to try to climb over and get in the pool. The ducks, however, from Desert Shores have made a home in our pool.
Beautiful.
But I believe I saw early on that many of the casinos that rely on the pools and the beach parties and all that,
parties.
they were saying that a lot of those places for now are going to remain closed. One thing you haven't mentioned yet, so if I'm jumping ahead of your list, I apologize. Entertainment at the casinos. MGM this past week just announced they are shutting off all entertainment shows, everything for the time being. They're not even going to do any entertainment. So that's going to change, and that's going to take away another reason why.
Until at least June.
Until
Yeah.
June. Now, Garth Brooks' show, which is supposed to open up the Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Las Vegas Raiders, from what I heard, that concert is still a go thus far.
So that's September, October?
I want to say, I think it's the end of August, because I think they need to open it before the football season starts officially.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking it's somewhere towards the end of August, like right before Labor Day kind of thing. Some of the other things we're seeing around town for protection, somebody put in the chat room, 7-Elevens, whether you like them or not, what your feelings are going in, going out. I would think it would be machine going in, but they actually have a hand sanitizer, automatic hand sanitizer machine on the way
Nice.
out of the store.
That is awesome.
So I guess you can clean when you go in, but then on your way out after touching stuff or whatever
Yeah,
you're doing,
you're on your own.
So listen, 7-Elevens are stepping up, and I don't mean that to sound scrawny or squirrely, but it's good that even those type of stores are recognizing the protection that's needed.
Well, that's fantastic, because that also means they're catching up on the production of hand sanitizer, because
Yes.
the last couple days before the closure, I was inside the Excalibur every day, and I walked in from the parking lot and I walked direct to the girls' room to put on hand sanitizer. And 2 days before it closed, I'm like, where's the hand sanitizer? They took it all out because
Right.
they were out. So I'm really glad
Yeah.
to hear that.
I want to just say
Yeah.
a quick hello to somebody who I just noticed is in
Sure.
our chat room, Channel 8 newsman extraordinaire, gentleman I had an opportunity to meet in person last year, Mr. Ted Florendo from Channel 8 News, from the Weather Channel here in town. He's in our chat room watching us.
Fabulous. Hi,
Thank you,
Ted.
Ted. We appreciate it. We
Thank
appreciate you chiming in. But go ahead, go back to your list. I'm sorry, I keep digressing.
So no, I'm just saying that's really great news about the hand sanitizer. And that also brings us to another gaming question, which hasn't been answered, right? When the casinos open up, does that mean 7-Eleven can open up their gaming machines?
That's
And
right.
for those of you who don't know, there's gaming
great
machines
question.
in our 7-Elevens and our supermarkets.
At the airport.
In every bar at the airport.
That's a great point.
Some of us in our home. Okay, not me.
Right here in our studio.
Right here in our studio. So
That's the Elica Savings Account is what that's called.
yeah. So the one thing that Sisolak did mention that he was real clear about was that the bars and the small gaming, which one of my favorites, I'm going to go ahead and give you all a shout out. Dottie's, you already know. This community misses you. Maybe you could drop us something in the mail and let us know anything about your plans. So yeah, some people are wondering about their free play, right? Some people have hundreds, not just at Dottie's, but at
Right.
these casinos.
Yeah.
Some people have hundreds, some people have thousands, and some people have $20 or a free buffet at these casinos, as well as these little bars. But I can tell you, we would just love a hello, we miss you, we want you back. A commercial on the internet, on our channel.
There you
Tell
go,
the
Dottie's.
world, right? Something, but yeah,
That's
Dottie's,
right.
we need to hear from you, right? Okay, I went on a rant. Where
No,
do we
that's
at?
okay. Catch your thought for a second. I
Oh,
want to go back to
yeah.
entertainment for a little bit.
Yes,
Because we talked
that's
about
where we were.
MGM not having their shows. They're holding off on that. But as a whole, and this is something that, and I have to give another show props, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, Saturdays, 12 p.m. right here on Go Live Vegas. We've been talking over the last couple of weeks about how the entertainment here in Vegas now will see a new structure. I don't want to say norm, because now obviously with the big
Correct.
stages closed, will lounge acts come back? How will the single performer who maybe doesn't have the, I won Star Search kind of name just yet, how are these folks going to continue applying their craft here in Vegas? And that too is also looking for going to need a shot in the arm here for our entertainment community.
Yeah, I think entertainment's going to survive because because it has to. For one, it is a huge part of not just Vegas, the world, and kudos right now to you entertainers. And I'm sorry, I don't know you all by name. And I'm not usually the person who sits home and watches stuff, but I've been watching you on these nighttime shows. You're reaching out. Some of you are doing it in a fundraiser way. Some of you are doing it, not just Facebook, they're doing specials on TVs.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's home. Famous singers are coming up. Locals are coming up. They've been putting up, I'm going to call it a show, an entertainment show to let us know you're still there. You care about us. We care about you. We miss you. And we do need to know you're okay. So kudos for that. It's really neat when you come together as a group and do that, right? Because that's your way of reaching out and giving back. Because usually we're paying to go see you. We can't do that right now. And they're taking care of everyone. And that's cool. But they're so strong, they're gonna come back, and not just Vegas wide, right? But one of the things you just mentioned is Allegiant Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully everyone watching knows what that is, but my gosh, that's such a big thing for Vegas. That's your baby. Why don't you elaborate on that?
Well, yeah, for those who may not be aware, who are not into sports, the Oakland Raiders relocated here officially last year in name, and Allegiant Stadium, just opened south of the hotels off the 15, is the new stadium for the now Las Vegas Raiders. About a 60,000 seat capacity stadium. Also, I believe UNLV Rebels football is scheduled to play there as well. That's supposed to be a huge draw. Obviously, not just for football fans in general, but for Raider fans. Again, they're still finishing up construction out there. There's still workers out there because it supposedly is still on schedule to be completed in July, which is good if Garth Brooks plans on playing there in August. But that, too, was supposed to be a big reason people were coming into Las Vegas, the fans of football. Now, I personally, with all due respect to my hometown, I'm a Giants fan, being from Jersey. Mm-hmm. And the only time I would think to even consider going to the stadium would be if my Giants come to town. That's just me. But if you're a general football fan, there are going to be people that'll want to go. There are hardcore fans like Wayne Mabry, the Violator, who dresses up in the black and silver, and he is very well known in the Raiders Nation. But, these are things that are going to be affected until we get back to the old norm because of all the guidelines that you were talking about. The entertainment. It's going to be a whole new platform for these folks when they are able to get back into a more live public forum. The lounge acts, lounges may come back a little more than they used to. They're smaller. You can separate seating a little bit easier than the big 10, 12, 15,000 seats. Now, right off the strip on Koval, they're building the Sphere. That is basically Madison Square Garden Part 2 because from New York, those folks are building an arena that basically was housed for concerts. No sporting events, but it's a musical arena, 15,000 seats. And now what's going to happen with that? If no entertainment, that's going to be another structure that is going to be looked at with some concern. So I do want to just remind everybody real quickly, you are watching a brand new show here on Go Live Vegas called Time to Vegas. That's Gypsy. I'm Aaron. We're here talking about that Vegas is still fun. Vegas, always. Time to Vegas should come to mind when you're looking for something to do. We are open. We are thriving. We are obviously getting ready for some new steps for Vegas to open again or reopen. And that's kind of what we're talking about, the things that you can do, that can be done, what to expect when you want to come to Vegas. But don't wait for the reopen sign to be posted. There's plenty of things that you could still do here, natural, whatever it is. Come to Vegas because it's always Time to Vegas.
Yes. Hey, I need to add one more thing because...
Please.
If I'm correct, Garth Brooks is watching right now, and we really need at least 3 tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Garth, please.
Right, please.
Well,
Thank
let's
you
see.
very much.
With my spouse and his spouse, and really we need 6 at least. So hook some folks up, would you? Or Mama would go, or whoever. So.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, because that for sure needs to be hosted and watched live on Time to Vegas. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. You know what? As a matter of fact, I want to go back to the entertainers, and I alluded to it earlier. Everybody's doing the Facebook stuff, and they do great stuff. I have friends out there doing it. Terry Haley's doing it. She's got a show every Saturday night. Sugar Shack, even right here, Renee Davis on Friday nights, the Bewitching Hour every other Friday with music. But this studio is capable for those folks to do too. It's another platform that folks can use. Moving forward, entertainment ideas is going to have to be different. And entertainers and the folks who want to get back to doing what they're doing have to think outside the box. at least to
Right.
survive right now.
Right.
At this point.
Right, absolutely. So another, it's kind of, we're
Yes.
hopping a little bit, but another company I read up about is the Venetian. The Venetian is looking to be hardcore in the initial
Right.
opening,
Right.
to the point where they've they've already announced that there can only be 4 people in the gondola ride.
I saw that, right.
The what's the guy, not the driver? What would you call the guy in the front or the
Oh,
back
the
of the
gondolier.
gondola?
The gondolier.
What he said. He
Gondolier.
will be wearing his mask to keep you safe and hopefully still being able to sing and entertain you. But that's really cool that they're looking as far as arty. Let's make sure they can still get entertained on a gondola.
Absolutely. So
That's cool.
these are all these things
Yeah.
that are going to be tweaked a little bit. You know, how about the water parks we have in town? Wet and Wild, to name one, right? And Cowabunga is the other one down in Deep Henderson. You know, it goes back to the swimming
Back
stuff
to the
that you
swimming.
mentioned.
Where's our answers? Come
Yeah,
on.
we need answers. If anybody out there's got answers about swimming guidelines, I know people in their own backyards are doing it because obviously it's a controlled environment. But you know, Cowabunga Bay and Wet and Wild. You know what? This is, you know, Memorial Day was always the traditional start of summer. That's only a couple of weeks away. You know, in my opinion, and if we don't get back to some semblance of normalcy, which we will, being
Yes.
positive, the small businesses in this town, along with the casinos, obviously, you know, this town's going to, it's faced an economic impact right now, and the longer that the guidelines wait to be started to reopen, the more and more devastated people will be. I'm not saying the city,
Correct.
just the people, and it'll take that much longer to get back to business. But these are all the things that, you know what, 6 months ago, ain't nobody was ever thinking about.
No.
You know, and I did
No.
pose this question. I'm going to ask you this because you've been in Vegas a long time. Like, I mean, we've known each other over 12, 15 years. So let's say, for instance, Vegas takes a really long time, phase 4, with the casinos to open back up fully. Okay.
Okay.
What else? Because right now we're entertainment, food, casinos, etc.
Right.
Is there anything else out there that Vegas could be known for as a draw to bring people to Vegas like casinos would, in case that takes a little longer to reopen? What can Vegas offer to the world for people to come and see and do on a regular basis when the casinos perhaps have to wait a little bit? Anything come to mind? I didn't
Yeah,
get good. I didn't get
abs-
good answers on Facebook. So
Oh, well, you know, absolutely. But you're asking someone who drives down the strip
Yes.
and still goes, wow, 30 years later. Okay, I just dated myself.
There you go.
30-some years later, right? I've been here since 1990. I tried to figure it out yesterday. I got here right after the Mirage opened. So the strip, it really does have a life of its own. Seriously, don't wait. Don't wait until we open, as long as you have a safe place to sleep.
Exactly.
The strip casinos are not open. I drove down Paradise the other day. Actually, I drove down almost every road. It was awesome. Just trying to see what is open, which again is why you need to contact us if you're open. Let's do a little commercial and let people know you're open.
Absolutely.
But there are some little hotels off Paradise. You know, they might not be your Marriotts and your Hiltons, but there's still places you can sleep, and I'm sure that they have to be following some kind of clean guidelines. So come stay in some of our little hotels right now. Get your butts out on the strip with a bicycle.
look, even
right?
the
It's amazing.
even the studio has housekeeping here.
Yeah, there you go. And, you know, out at the edge of the strip, we have 7 mountains. It's neat
That's
to
right.
see. We still, might not let you into Red Rock, but driving around out there is still freaking
Absolutely.
beautiful, right?
Look, whenever
So we have a lot.
Vegas comes back to a norm of allowing people to come in and entertainment can start, we got to support these people. We got to support not only the local businesses, but the entertainers. So entertainment, which we are known
Absolutely.
for. Because here's the sad part. You know, everybody and their brother has been filing for unemployment benefits.
Yes.
The traditional W-2 employees, they're always going to be available to get it because they pay into it. Independent contractors, I think they made this like construction workers or contractors, they're allowing them to file because of the unique situation, because normally they don't. But gig workers, like our entertainers, they can't file for unemployment. They're not eligible. And this is why we're talking about
Right.
entertainment and supporting these folks, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, or when the lounges, which somebody just brought up again, a message, you know, we know lounges in this town. I mean, you and I,
Yeah.
we're in an industry where we used to talk about all the music here, the timeshare. But anyway, so, you know, we talked about where the music is. And 20, 30 years ago, the lounges were the scene before these bigger rooms opened.
Yes.
Lounge acts were dying. I hate to use that word, but were going away in the casinos because they wanted more people in the bigger
The
rooms.
showrooms, yeah.
So I would hope that because they can't open up the bigger showrooms right away unless they have really strict guidelines, like I said before, I hope that the casinos will look into bringing the lounge acts back to some level, because again, seating and social distancing should be a lot
Right.
easier to control, so that we can get more entertainers working back again in the casinos with multiple lounge locations within the casino to help the entertainment folks out in here in our town as well.
And I think that's brilliant. And the casinos, you big corporate guys, I hope you're listening, because our entertainers need you. Right?
Absolutely.
They need to. We need to keep their faces out there. We need to keep food in their bellies, and that's a perfect way to bring it back. And the last note I'm going to share, and I'm going to put the big corporations on the spot here.
Go.
I can see them shaking, but the biggest question that we're all wondering is: parking going to be free? Come on now, give us something, give us a bone. I'm getting that question almost daily, but not quite daily, because everyone knows I'm studying everything about Vegas. So let us know.
I think before the everything got shut down, I believe, and I could be wrong on this, that the casinos were getting rid of the resort fees already.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think there was some of the fees, and I want to say the resort fee, I could be wrong, but there was one fee in there that they agreed to get rid of.
Hopefully valet also, because
I totally agree with that. That was one of the most stupidest things they ever did, because how many people did you talk to, did I talk to, show, not show, whatever? I'm not coming because why do I want to pay $10 to go downtown? I agree. The casinos will have to do something to draw people back to Vegas. And if it's a matter of no parking, reducing fees, yes, it reduces the revenue to the state. I get all of that, and that's a whole nother topic of discussion. But I agree 1,000% with you. That parking fee needs to go bye-bye. Absolutely. I have a couple of comments in the chat room because we only have a couple of minutes left that I want to share.
Fabulous.
Let's see. Jake, do you know what Jake Serrano? No? Okay, I was just curious. He's in the chat room. He says he can't wait to show homes to his clients. When everything opens up, there's nothing like seeing a new home in person. So obviously he's in the real estate industry.
Beautiful.
Although he put his website and everything in our chat room, if you want to properly advertise so more people can see what you do here as we open back up, Jake, you can send an email to
contact@TIME2VEGAS.com.
I keep catching her off guard with that.
Oh, wait, are you talking to me?
Well, yeah, contact@TIME2VEGAS.com. But anyway, we thank you for your comment. Margot says, and this is another great thing, Margot Beverly, thank you. Take the Hoover Dam tour. If you've never done that.
Take the damn tour.
Take
That's
the
such
damn
a
tour.
Vegas saying. We always love that
right.
one. Take the damn tour.
Hiking and boating, of course,
Yes.
these are all things. So the Hoover Dam, that's a great idea. Now that's a national, state-owned or federal-owned property, is it not? So like portions of the fee will go to the state.
Oh, well, I don't know if she means take the dam where you can go in it, because I can't
think they do
imagine
that much
that
anymore.
being open. But just driving by, looking at it, you don't have to pay a fee
That
to
is true.
just look by it.
That is true.
As far as the lake, which was shut down, and we had a
Right.
lot of really pissed off people because they were towing their boats to
Yeah.
Arizona and trying to get in.
I have
think
a
it's
story about Lake
Powell.
Havasu for you when you're done.
Okay, perfect. I do believe I saw something that seasonal pass holders
Okay.
they're going to start letting them into the lake.
Oh, that's good.
So don't
In
quote
time
me
for
for
Memorial
sure
Day,
on
probably.
that. Oh my God, they better by then. We have plenty of time. So I'll look into that. I'll find out more about the lake. Go ahead. What was
Absolutely.
your
No, I was just
Lake
going to say,
Havasu?
because we were saying about
Oh, Lake
water
Havasu,
and
our
bridges.
place,
and
yes.
You go to Lake Havasu a lot.
Love.
You go to the resort right there. I'm not going to name names.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the television show Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans and company, paranormal show. And this past week, did you know that London Bridge that's there? I know you know the history about it. It was
Yeah.
the original one through the war and everything. It's a haunted bridge. They
I
did
did
an
not know that.
investigation this past episode that ran Thursday night. Inside and around the bridge, they've seen, it was reported apparitions. I didn't even know that the bridge was hollow, that you can walk underneath the bridge, but it is. And two of the guys who were investigating, they recorded voices. Supposedly, under the original bridge, when that bridge was built in London, 80 children, as part of some ritual, something, were actually buried in the foundation of the original
Wow.
building of the bridge. So they were, the residual and blah, 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 blah. I bring this up because both Gypsy and I like to go to Havasu. You
We
mentioned
love it.
bridges. And we mentioned the dam. That's what came to mind.
The
So
dam,
again, this is a kind of show like a cat chasing the red light. Every once in a while, I will take it every which way when something pops to mind. But I thought you'd appreciate knowing that because you go to Havasu as well.
Yeah.
I hope it's open for me to go in July. I have a week planned down there.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
I hope so. I absolutely hope so. What else we have going on? I have to give, every once in a while you'll see me look up because Aaron, who's got his own watch party started, is getting messages through his chat and getting some comments. Let's see, Andrew Hill. Who's Andrew Hill other than the guy who owns? Oh, he's an entertainer. Because I know, isn't it Andrew? Oh, that's William Hill. He's the bookie guy. Says locals had been screwed over so long by the strip casinos for years. So why would they bother even now after years of being ripped off by the big casinos? Locals will support the local casinos, not the strip. Locals hate going to the strip. And I will give credence to that. The strip, and you and I being in that other industry,
Yeah.
we know the strip really is the tourist spot for travelers to come in, right?
Sure.
And I agree 100% with Andrew. As a local, I don't really go down to the strip unless I have a purpose or family in town. I am supporting my local casinos. I'm up in the Summerlin area, so people who live up that way know what casinos are there. And he is right. I think that, and that's why when it comes to the casinos on the strip, in my opinion, I don't mind if they're in a later phase to open. I know that'll affect the employees, but if the local casinos can open like the local businesses can and get those people back to work, I'm okay with the local casinos starting to reopen first. That's just my opinion on
Okay,
that.
I have to comment on
Please.
that. If I heard you correct, that the local casinos have been ripping off the locals. I don't remember his verbiage.
Well, the casinos pretty much down on the strip because, as he said, the locals will support. Yeah.
We definitely support our local casinos. Bad news on the Palms is not going to be in the first opening.
Correct.
I had
Station
that in here.
casinos, right?
Station Casinos made a huge announcement, and us locals love the Palms. But Stations Casino, Red Rock, Green Valley Ranch, Sunset, they're going to be in the first. They just have to keep something on hold and see what happens. So unfortunately, it is the Palms. I don't feel ripped off by the local casinos other than the parking. The parking really hit it. I mean, let's face it, the resort fees, I'm not paying them. I don't sleep there.
Yep.
I live 5 minutes from the strip,
Right
right?
on. Yep.
Maybe occasionally if I have an out-of-town guest because it's fun. But the resort fees did put a damper because we worked for years I worked for years with the tourists. That was a big turnoff, but parking fees did affect the locals because it blocked us from going to some of our restaurants. And you guys know this who run the casinos. You know it affected us locals. We want to go, some locals are willing to go spend $200-300 a night at your restaurant for dinner, but not if they have to pay $15 for parking, just based on the principle of that. And I do 100% defend that with him. That needs to be gone at least for locals, and in the beginning possibly for everyone, because we do need some of the strip casinos to open because this is a town built for tourists. We do need our local casinos and bars because we need our space too, and we're so grateful for the local casinos, the fact that we can drive right over, and parking not only is free, it's so easy.
Absolutely.
And the food's so good, and we really, really miss you guys. Just want you to know that, and that's from the heart of many, many of us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, believe it or not, we've got an hour in the books already.
Sweet.
So our first show, I want to just kind of take it home. People have been asking in the chat room, Margot, what our email address is, and it's comment@time2vegas.com.
Contact.
Or contact, I'm sorry, contact, thank you. I will correct that, but it's contact@time2vegas.com. Coming soon is going to be the website, time2vegas.com, which you see right below us down there in the gray bar is the new website. That'll be coming up soon. Also, Facebook page will be coming up soon as well. Also in phases is our keyword here. But our YouTube channel, Time to Vegas, is open, is up.
Yes.
Videos have been posted. You'll see some videos that Gypsy did on the strip, videos that she and I did together, and this show. So more and more content will be coming. This show will be on a weekly, regular basis. More than likely at this time of day, we're not sure, but for the white light is flashing. We have... Hey, thank you for calling Time to Vegas, caller. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hello, John. It's Andrew. I just wrote a comment there before about the entertainers and the strip and the casinos
Yes.
and all that type of stuff. How you doing?
Good, and you. Thank you for calling. What's your comment, please?
Well, my comment was I just want to rectify what your female cohort was saying. I wasn't talking about the local casinos ripping anyone off, so please read my comment before you make a comment. Okay? I didn't say that at all. If she read my comments, you would have read people are going to support the local casinos.
Correct.
As I said before, and I'm the same as you, I'm an entertainer. I've been here for 20-odd years playing. The only time I go to the strip is if I'm playing there, doing a corporate show, I have people from out of town. Otherwise, I'd rather get my teeth pulled out of my head to go there.
Well
It's
said.
horrible. It's horrible. It's awful. No one wants to pay $12 for a Bud Light. No one's getting harassed by people on the street. You know, they get the worst quality people walking around the streets. It's awful. You know, and it's not this magical, wonderful place people think it is in that sense of that. It's not very family friendly. Not that it should be anyway. But the local casinos will definitely bounce back quicker than the strip casinos. But the strip casinos, they're not going to put round-the-clock bloody lounge work back in there again. I think that's an absolute chocolate fountain and, rainbow type of attitude. It's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
They've been trying to get rid of the lounges for years anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the old attitude in Vegas, if you're entertainers, you know it. The longer you play, the less they pay, which is basically, we want you to pay for 5 hours a night and the money's less than what it was 20 years ago.
Right.
So they're going to bring the lounge back. They can't control the people in the lounges. Even when the lounges are packed, they'll still bitch that, you're not selling enough alcohol. In the old days, the lounges weren't supposed to make a profit. They were to stick the wives or the girlfriends in while the guys went and lost all their money on the table, keep them entertained.
True.
Basically. So true. I mean, and I've just been reading, a lot of people have been saying, they've got to bring back the $1.99 breakfast. They've got to bring back the 99-cent shrimp cocktail. They've got to, get $40 a night rent. They're not going to do that. Not a million bloody years they're going to do that.
Andrew,
it's like saying bring back the horse and cart and the Morse code.
Let me ask you this question, though. Do you not agree, though, that when the casinos when they are allowed to open back up, that they have to do some sort of promotion to bring people in? They're not going to be able to open business as usual. So what would you think that they would do?
The thing they're going to do basically is going to be they're going to try and really push to get their main players back. They're not going to get they're not going to try and appeal to the Walmart crowd, because the Walmart crowd don't do anything anyway. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I do like Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to attract the people that bring their cooler full of their own alcohol and get 10 people to stay in the room and order 3 large pizzas. They're not after those people, because those people don't generate any money for the casino.
Right.
They're after people that got mates all about gaming. If they've got a table that can only sit 4 people now instead of 8, they're going to bring the minimum up on per hand, which is they're already saying they're doing this. Mm-hmm. They're going to bring the minimum up, and then basically they're going to be done with a $5 hand. Right. It's all about making as much revenue as they can, because they've lost so much money.
Sure.
And again, that aspect of people saying go back to old Vegas and the mob rate. That's just waste of time and energy, even saying such absolute fairy tale nonsense. Will not happen. Even before the virus hit, I've seen the decline of places as far as live entertainment. Whenever a new GM comes into a place or some new people take over, the first thing they change is the entertainment and the food and beverage. They want to get in there and put their mark on it, which means basically if they stop it, and they start making more profit with less outgoing, they'll keep it that way. Now, my theory, John, is this, and I was saying this to Aaron the other day, and other entertainers who aren't living in fairyland. What happens is a casino will stop using a lounge. They stop it, and it just sits there vacant. They will, after 6 months, they reevaluate and look at how the profit line is the casino. Now, if they're making more money, equal or even more money than they did before when the lounge was there, say, or a restaurant, they're not going to think, you know what, let's put the lounge back in to lose money again. They can see that they're making the lounge or that restaurant or whatever it was, that was more effort than it was worth, and it didn't do anything, for their profit line, which is what it's all about. The amount of lounges we've played in the years and years in Vegas, and it's all about the alcohol sales. They don't care if you've got a room full of people. That means nothing. People say they want to see the lounges full. No, they don't. They want to see the lounges full with people that are throwing money. Lounges are full of people because they've got no money, and that's where the people who are broke go to sit and watch a band for free. They don't spend any money. They'll sit on one drink, if that, the whole night.
So
stay there.
Let me ask you this question. I'm sure you've seen the guidelines. I mean, Gypsy was mentioning them earlier, that the commission has laid out there for the casinos to open. Give me your top 3 things that if you owned a casino, of those items that you would make sure you put in place so that people are safe and an ability to draw people to come to your property? What are your thoughts on those guidelines, and what would you do?
Well, the thoughts are, and this is what most people are worried about, because it's an impossible, almost bloody task.
Yeah?
Because, it's absolutely an impossible task. People say, we'll get round it, we'll come back bigger and stronger. No, we won't. At all. Not for the entertainers. Christ, they can't even get the bloody unemployment thing on the website up and running, and that's been sitting there for 8 weeks. They would have known beforehand that they're going to get inundated on that website for people for employment. They couldn't get that together. It's still down. 7 weeks later, they can't get it together. So, the casinos, they've got to do one of two things. They've got to stop, the main thing is they've just got to stop ripping people off. They've got to stop, you can't charge someone $12 for a bottle of bloody water and then expect to give the bartender a bloody tip on top of that. You can't do that. You can't go into a restaurant and say, I'm going to buy some mac and cheese and get a $35 bill for some mac and bloody cheese.
Right.
So there's a fine line. And here's the other thing too. I've played a lot of places in, say, Arizona, all these other casinos in Arizona, these Indian casinos. Oh, my God. Night and day. You go into these places, they are beautiful. The air is perfect. They have the ventilation there so you're not choking on cigarette smoke. You go in there, the carpet doesn't stink. The places are just immaculate. You go to the rest of the cafe, you can buy a main meal for $8.99. You're on the machine playing your slots, and the slots are playing, they're ding, dinging, and people are winning. And there's waitresses everywhere offering you what would you like to drink. In Vegas, trying to find a waitress on the floor after playing a machine, good luck. Good luck.
Absolutely.
You're sitting there for an hour, dropping $1,000 before you can get your free $1 drink off them. Good luck. So the service aspect needs to come back up. There's no service because basically they're multitasking and cutting. And it's going to be worse even now because they're cutting all the staff at the stations, at boy gaming, at everywhere. So if people think things are getting better when they're cutting people, which means they're cutting stuff, they're losing money, they've got to save money. They're not going to give the farm away to people.
No, they're not going to give the farm away. I agree with that. There has to change a lot within the pricing structure. And Andrew, I don't mean to cut you off. We're up against the time that we got to say goodbye.
I know.
Greatly appreciate your calling and following and your comments. And please do that as often as you can. Stay with us. We appreciate it. And I agree 99%, actually almost really 100% with everything you said. However, I want to think differently in terms of Vegas will come back in a much stronger direction, whatever it is. I mean, I think you'd agree.
I'd like to think that too.
Right.
I'd like to think that too. But I also you just can't live in a fool's paradise either. You have to kind of think, how are the casinos thinking about this?
Right.
They've got their shareholders to worry about.
Sure.
They don't care less about you or me or the little guys that play in the duo in the coffee shop. They don't care less.
Right. I totally agree with whatever the new norm is going to be as will be redefined.
Well, I hope it's just basically getting the value back.
Yes.
Not ripping people off. The locals won't go there.
Absolutely.
That's why you've got to do that. But anyway, I'm sorry not being negative.
Thank you. Thank you.
Andrew, God bless you, because as an entertainer, you're inside the forest that we are kind of speculating on. I mean, I'm an entertainer because of what I do behind a microphone, but you are also inside that forest and give us a very different perspective. I totally respect for that, and thank you so much for calling in and sharing that and following our show today. You've been invaluable in terms of sharing it.
Guys. Yeah, it's a great show, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you for the time, and fingers crossed, I'm 100% bloody wrong, but I don't think so.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Wow. Listen, you know what? And I have goosebumps because of everything he said in there. And he's inside that forest. And I'm sorry if he got the impression that we misrepresented his comment. We were not trying to do that.
I said if I read it correct. I stated I might have read it incorrect.
But I do agree 1,000% with him. The locals are going to support local casinos.
Oh, yeah. We always do.
Well, absolutely. Unless he has a corporate event or a gig, he's not going to the Strip. I'm the same way. Family member, somebody, a show, okay, I'll go. Heck, I don't even go to Knights games unless I get tickets from a friend who's not using them.
I mean, if you break it down even into the past,
yes,
the Strip would never survive if it was counting on locals.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so thank God they're not. That
Exactly.
We're not their game.
I will say one thing about the lounges,
Yeah.
and he's 100% correct. Back in the day, a group like the Treniers, who I know, Don Hill, who's the saxophonist, they became who they were back in the 50s because of lounges.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Andrew's 1,000,000% correct. We're never going to see a Treniers group like that again. I understand the philosophy, why the lounges were created initially. Again, the norm of entertainment is going to be very different. And that's what, and Margot, God bless her, she put in here, and I'm going to mention this. She agrees with promotions, incentives. Let's think outside the box. She does agree. We can come back strong. So she agrees with the incentives. Now, on the side note, Jake was commenting while Jake Serrano, he wants to get, and I'll do this because it's a nonprofit. Okay. He wants to give a shout out to Cure for the Kids Cancer Foundation up in Summerlin, who takes care of his daughter with the same care during the pandemic as they did before. So let's just say thoughts and prayers go out to Jake and his family with their daughter who's dealing with the situation. We also have another follower, Jeannie Perdue, who's a great follower of many of the shows that I'm on. So I want to thank Jeannie for jumping on here. Her granddaughter, Ashley, unfortunately passed away at the age of 7 from leukemia back in December of 2002. So thoughts and prayers there. Thank you, Cure for the Kids Cancer, taking care of Jake's kids. Much love and respect. And in general, and I know you agree with this, hey, all you first responders out there, thank you. All you folks out there on the front lines dealing with the patients that come in being ill, dealing with the shortage of PPE and masks and this. I never knew what a PPE was until, like pickleball. I didn't know what PPE was. But a big thank you to everybody out there who's on the front lines of dealing with the issues medically that we have going on out there. Our thoughts and prayers and love for you continues to go out there. Our viewership, even at the end of the show, is continuing to go back up. I don't know if I want to say goodbye to everybody. We keep going. Do you have anything on your list that
we will say see you soon then,
Okay,
as opposed
yeah.
to goodbye, because in between our every weekly here,
Yes.
like I said, or you said, or I said, or we both said, we're going to be out on the strip,
Yes.
doing live video. Also do a not live video that we will put up, so we
Absolutely.
can move around and be out there for hours, but give you 5 or 10 minute video as opposed to hours long. I think I covered everything, really.
All right.
I think we covered, maybe the last thing we didn't say was the MGM is looking at the Bellagio and New York for their first 2 that
Oh,
they're
there you
going to
go.
open.
Okay.
I think other than that, we got everything.
Excellent.
Thank
Yeah.
you all.
What a great show.
Wow.
This is a debut show where we have great interaction throughout the entire show in the chat room. Again, Andrew, thank you so much for calling in. And again, totally respect. He's inside that forest of the entertainment industry and sharing that perspective. Greatly appreciated that. Everybody in the chat room, God bless you for sharing your thoughts. Jeannie, Margot, Jake, everybody that's been out there sharing. And of course, hopefully you've reshared. This show will automatically be available as a podcast on my page that you're watching it on, Aaron Phillips, The Voice. Now, coming in a couple of weeks will be the Facebook page of Time to Vegas. So all those shows coming up in the future will actually be streaming there. And then who knows, we may eventually be streaming on YouTube as we continue to grow. But for right now, this week, maybe next week, maybe the week after, you just stay right here on my Aaron Phillips, The Voice page for Time to Vegas. Stay safe, everybody. For Aaron Ellicus here in the studio, Go Live Vegas World. For my friend and dear partner here, Ms. Gypsy Gottlieb, I am Aaron Phillips. We'll see you next time. Where?
Right here.
Time
Time
to
to
Vegas,
Vegas.
baby.